Well, hello, everybody. I'm so looking forward to sharing just some of the stuff I've been doing going into 2024, just making some minor adjustments to um, attitude, mindset, some habits that I'm creating. And I've always had pretty good habits in the morning where I read my affirmations. I've been reading my 25 cards that Ashley got us doing about, I guess, about a year ago now. I read them every morning and every night. I've been writing in a journal and all these things. And and some of you know that my goal and not goal, I guess we're getting away from the word goal, but some of the changes that I've made to my daily routine is also reading two audiobooks a month, and I've already done three. So I'm finding that I'm really enjoying that and opening, having a better vision, a stronger vision. And I wanted to help you guys understand that there's certain things that I feel that we can be doing better and improving. And one of the things that really inspired me was Rose gave me this amazing book by Sarah Ban and A Simple Abundance, and I read it every day along with some of my other spiritual teachings that I read for my faith. But what I'm really enjoying is it's really resonating with what I'm doing. And one of the things that she talked about yesterday was before you go to bed at night, what do you do? What are you thinking about? What are you putting into your head? And once in a while I'll watch a movie with my mom, and my mom likes sometimes these oh gosh, mystery and crime, and I get disturbed going to bed at night. I said to mom, I said, you know what? I said, I can't watch these before I go to bed because I feel unsettled. It's amazing how something like that can really set the stage for the next day, even. So one thing that Sarah really recommends, and I used to do this, but we have how we talk about vision boards and things like that. It's great to have a vision board, but one thing that she recommends is at night, just have a few magazines, have things beside you, have scissors and glue sticks ready, and through the day or through the week when you see things and you're grabbing things, and she said to create almost like a scrapbook, so something that you can add as you go along. And I got really excited about that because some of you might have seen my post on Facebook on some of the visions on some of the vacations that I want to visit. And they're so lovely. And I thought, oh. So I went with my mom today to Staples and I actually printed them up. I even printed a tiny home, and I printed up some just some pictures. And I'm just going to start even in the lifestyle magazine, some of the titles and the goals, and I'm just going to start putting that kind of um, momentum and energy into my evening before I go to bed. And reading the cards has been awesome, but I think doing something physical is really important as well. And one thing that's going to also help you guys, like the podcast, and this is when I was searching through positive affirmations or special speeches, or I'm always looking for things because I've been listening to some of the things, same things over and over again. I'm always trying to find new things, and I found this speech from Dan kind of a different kind of inspiration. I thought we can have a conversation on some of the things that he shares because he does talk about the importance of just affirmations, and it really depends on how hungry you are. So when you're meeting promoters or people that want to build a business, they want to join your team, and they have these things that they want to achieve in their life. It's going to depend on how hungry they really are, right? Because sometimes we wonder how come people join and they never do anything. Like they're happy. They're not. I shouldn't say they never do anything. They just don't grow to the level that they really want. And it really depends on how hungry they are. And as a leader, I think it's our responsibility or our role to make sure that we understand and we know what your promoters want, and we know as a leader how we can guide, how we can support, and how much they need to do to get there. So let's have a little listen to Dan, and I hope this works. Give me 1 second.
The people that we read about, the people that we admire, the Elon Musks, the Steve Jobs, the Warren Buffetts, etc., all have one thing in common. They have extremely high self-esteem. The high-performance people, the one thing that they all have in common is they're hungry. Hungry for a better life. Hungry for change. Hungry for the tough love their parents didn't give them. 87% of everybody that walks the face of the earth, 7.65 billion people, are unhappy. I didn't know till I got grown up and was an adult that everybody didn't have self-esteem. I didn't realize that everybody didn't have self-confidence. I didn't realize that everybody didn't have self-worth. Growth only comes through pain. No pain, no gain. It's the same in life. Tough love gets the job done.
It's bloody hard to be a high-performance person.
Being a high-performance person is a full-time job. I'm like this 24/7, 365, and I've been like this for the better part of 50 years. I'm always like this. I'm always pushing the edge of the envelope.
Most people procrastinate because they're unsure, so just do it. But I've never had a problem just doing it. Because one of the things is you learn as a young combat infantry officer is time costs lives. We overanalyze because we're unsure. We don't overanalyze because we are not sure if it'll work or not. We're more worried about, on the emotional side, it embarrassing us.
But being liked doesn't get you a raise when you're working for wherever you're working for. Efficiency, accountability.
If you want $1 million, you'll make $1 million, not $1.5 million. If you want 10 million, 100 million, and you'll never exceed that.
You will never exceed your highest expectation. You will never exceed your highest, craziest thought. Never. That's a guarantee.
Ted Turner just gave his 75th anniversary party on CNN a few months ago. And he makes a couple of comments, and he says, number one, and I'm not suggesting this for everybody, it's how I lived though. First 10 years of my starting CNN, I slept on my couch. I didn't have an apartment. Bill Gates slept in the office. Steve Jobs slept in the office. And I can go down a whole list. Now these are super successful, mega wealthy guys. I slept in my office. Not everybody's willing to make that sacrifice. But it's not the only thing. But even if you don't sleep in your office, if you want to send your kids to a better school, if you want to be able to take care of your mother when she gets dementia, if you want to, this all takes money. My children aren't getting any of my money when I die. Not one centavo, not one penny. And two of my kids are cool with it. One of them's not so cool with it. I'm not gonna, I think Andrew Carnegie, by the way, Andrew Carnegie, arguably the richest, most successful entrepreneur of all time. He said the best thing that you can have for a child is him to be born into poverty. And I agree.
Of course, you've heard me say this before, self-esteem is built the first 7 or 8 years of life. And unfortunately, we're with our parents the first 7 or 8 years of life. Ergo, we don't have too much high self-esteem. But to build high self-esteem, and the way you build high self-esteem, if you're 25, 35, or 45, is to be around, surround yourself with other people that have high self-esteem. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. And so you can reverse your childhood by who you associate with. You're 22 years old, you're 32, you're 41 years old, and there's a guy or a gal who's 45 years old who is where you want to be. They've accomplished a lot of things. If you're into, they're saving the world, they're using their money for good causes, go associate with those people. Be around those people. And they're easy to find, but they're not going to knock on your door. They're not going to come to your apartment or your flat and ask you, oh, can I help you?
Your parents probably told you, you can be anything you want. But you can't. That's horse. You can't. If it's all juxtaposed. So, but what you tell them is that you can do anything you want that you have passion for. because that eliminates most of the crap. Because most people don't follow their dream. You know, like they say in The Sound of Music, you can't have a dream come true unless you have a dream. Now, I still dream. I dream in Technicolor. I say my affirmations and goals every single night. And that's why affirmations work so effectively. Because your subconscious doesn't know you're full of shit. And when you tell your subconscious 1,000,000 times, and then every success you have is a self-fulfilling prophecy. The world-class athletes, 20 years, they see themselves standing on the podium getting a gold medal at the Olympics. They were able to do that. But you'll never exceed your most bodacious goal. If you say, I've got mentees, I'm going to go to the Olympics. They went, they didn't get a medal. I've got mentees that I'm going to go to the Olympics and I'm going to medal. What the fuck's that mean? They get a bronze. Before I had any money, I used to go to the Rolls-Royce dealers and sit in the cars and smell the leather, touch the leather, okay? I went to $1 million houses, and my wife and I would walk through the house, and they'd say, when are your parents getting here, kids? No, we are the buyers. Practice within when you're without. Practice being successful. How many people listening to this today practice being successful today? It's through affirmations, through going to the Rolls-Royce dealer, maybe Lamborghini, maybe something else. Right. In my particular case, it was Rolls-Royce. And within a year of me going to Rolls-Royce dealer, I had a Rolls, okay? Within 19 months of me dreaming and adding it to my goals, a castle on an island, I own Guthrie Castle. 19 months.
Okay.
Go to stores you can't afford. Go hire lawyers you can't afford. Lawyers will meet with anybody. Accountants will meet with anybody. Go to the big four accountants with a business idea. The first couple meetings are for free. Jettison probably a lot of the people you'll hang around with. If you have poor public speaking skills, join Toastmasters. Do these. If you went to a good school and you're not successful, go to the alumni deals. Okay? I didn't go to a good school. I'm a perfect living example that a lot of trouble as a kid, working class background, my parents, went to just a mediocre university that I flunked out of 3 times before I finally graduated with honors, but and had no money to begin with, $820. So it's all possible.
So there's a couple of things that kind of stood out. And I think one of the main reasons why I really enjoyed that when he started talking about sleeping on the couch, and some of you know my story, the smile came on my face because some of the newer promoters that are on tonight, 35 years ago when I was working on the police force, a lot of people think, oh, Nada built this great successful business and, it came easy. And man, I was working 10-hour days. I was in court on almost every day off. And when we bought our house in the country, my goal was eventually to leave the police career, but I had to commute down into the city. And sometimes I would have to pull over and sleep in my car because of the night shift. And then we had an actual little Neolife office down in Brampton, and Patricia, who was running the office, gave me the key so that I could sleep on the floor. I would literally bring my police jacket, it was warm and fluffy, and I'd bring a pillow and I would sleep on the floor before I'd go to court. And if they had meetings at night, because the commute just killed me back and forth. And I did that because I was hungry for a better life. I wanted more. And so that was one of the reasons why I thought, oh, I got to play this for you guys tonight, because it didn't come easy for me, but I loved it. I loved the process. I loved the journey because I had this vision of what my life was going to be like. Okay. Any other points or tips or additions, or how did this make you feel? Because this is really important, guys, because this is what's going to give you the strength to handle the no's, to maybe not achieve the goal that you've set for this month, but be okay with it and just keep on trucking. So anybody, just unmute yourselves and put your hand up and share, because I really want to have conversation around this. Okay, why are you guys shy tonight? Unmute yourself. Okay, Leonie.
One of the things that stood out to me was you said audacious goal, audacious goal. That reminded me of Joan, because you use that a lot. And when he said about, sleeping in your office, it reminded me of you in your story. The main thing that I got from this guy, what's this fellow's name?
Dan Pen, oh, I always forget how to say his last name.
Okay, well, okay. Point is, he says there's so many goals, like what he's talking about is goals bigger than yourself.
Mhm.
And sometimes, I mean, I know I speak for myself. Sometimes you think of impossible dreams, right?
Mm.
But nothing is impossible if you do it step by step by step. There is obviously a formula, right?
Mhm.
But he's dreaming like way, way above, like huge dreams. Like the Rolls Royce, like the castle, for crying out, like castle, stuff like that. But if he can do it, and obviously it's tenacity. He is tenacious, and that's the big word. And I think we have how hungry, which is also synonymous, tenacious and hunger, and it's all synonymous. So that's it was.
And we used to go, remember, Joan? I remember when I first started, I wanted a Mercedes. And we went to the dealerships and we
Yes,
sat
we
in
did. I
cars
remember.
and we took pictures of ourselves in the car. Do you know that year Jill bought me a Mercedes? And he all he saw was my little, I had a little, like a little cardboard, a vision board on this card, on one of the card, like the Neolife boxes I made into like a vision board, and I had pictures of a Mercedes on there. And without telling me, he went and said, you deserve it, you got a car bonus now, let's go get your Mercedes. So it's amazing the power of visualizing, and later in life. Bye, Heather. Thank you. We'll talk to you soon. But later on in life, for me, the Mercedes wasn't what was motivating me anymore. Like I would love, I like them and I like nice cars, and I love my Volkswagen Atlas, because you guys know the amount of room I need, right? It's like my mini office. So, and your vision and your goals and your things that you want will change, which is okay. And it doesn't have to be material things. Like initially for me, it was just the time freedom, right? That's what motivated me. So it depends on what is going to move you in that direction. Okay. Thanks, Leonie.
You're welcome. What one more thing. So sorry, one thing he says your parents say you can be what you want to be. And then he said what you need to find out is your passion. What do you
Right.
love doing? That's the one too, right? Major point there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I really like this, Nada. I actually think I'm going to have both my children listen to it because I love the message he was giving, honestly, because I feel like I want my kids to be successful and I want them to have everything they want. And you always tell your kids you can do anything and be anything you want. But sorry, Annie, it's true, but not true. She's like, I just want to sleep. But she was on midnights this weekend. But it's like you need to be more focused than that, right? Like it's not just put it out there. It's like be more focused on what you actually want and just go for that. Right. Like, so it's kind of what I love this guy. I wrote it down. I'm going to try and find some more stuff on him because I'd like to know what he actually did. I know he seems like he's a motivational speaker now, but I'd love to know what he actually did to.
I'm sure you can find his bio. You'll find his bio.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Anybody else? Don't be afraid. Come on, guys. This is for you, dudes. Why are you guys crickets tonight? Joan, how come you're crickets? You like this kind of stuff.
No, one phrase he said, or one sentence was, practice within when you're without. Right?
Yes.
Having that vision and just bringing not just what he said, but What would you love? I always remember that from Mary Morrissey.
Yeah.
You got to start with what would you love first, then you'll know
Mhm.
the right track.
Yes.
Even as he's saying, you have to have that passion, and you have to find out what you love first to get that passion, or you might be climbing the wrong ladder.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Did he say audacious or bodacious? Anyway, audacious goals.
Yeah, one of those. If it's about audacious, but not audacious, I wasn't sure. But anyway, that
They're both
reminded
big.
me of
Both
you.
big.
Reminded me
They're
of
both
you.
big.
I think audacious.
And
Oh,
I think
you heard audacious when?
Yeah.
Okay,
No, no.
excellent.
what's the meaning of
Do
bodacious?
you want to say something,
Audacious.
Lynn?
And I think we need to practice that, having audacious goals with our team. Because remember when you go on and ask, so what do you want to do this month? They think about what they can do. Oh, I'll do 500 points. What would you love? Would you love $35, right? No, I'm sure you love $1,000, right? You know what I'm saying? So you have to think in those terms. What would you love, not what you think you can do? And
Right.
that's when you become audacious, the audacious goal.
Yeah.
What else?
As I was listening to him, he listed off a lot of things like, and I don't want a big fancy car. I think I want a better car than I have because I'm leasing one. I'd like to own a car.
Mhm.
And I don't want a big house, but I do want to get out of this condo already. I just got here, but it's not a good place to be, not an old building that's going to be fraught with all kinds of assessments and extra money costs. So this feels like I need to get back in touch with what I really want, what I really love. And right now, all that speaks to me is I want money freedom. I want money freedom. So I got to get out there. I know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it boils down to how many people are you talking to? What are you doing to meet and connect with new people? And when Ashley and Stephen put that incentive out there where, to go to Jamaica, I've been spoiled all these years with I've been going to every single world team, vacation. And I could not qualify with this new incentive because it has to be new business, because I've been so focused and so busy working with my team and signing and doing events with my team and having my team sponsor, where I've made a decision that I'm going to be sponsoring people. And I've been, and it scared me, but it made me, like, my goals just went, and my vision just grew. And I signed up 3 people this month. I've had a new promoter. I did 3 and 30, December, November, December, January. And that's huge for me because I've had to really change what I've been doing over the last, I would say, 5 years. And I've got a great solid business, but for me to grow my first line and get the new PV and the new volume for the incentive trip, I need to meet and get new people started. So, and since I've had that focus and that vision, it's happening. I'm talking to people. People are coming to me. I'm out there, and I'm aware, and I try to start conversations. I'm having fun, and it's happening because I have this audacious goal to go to Jamaica. Right. So yeah. So I just wanted to share that too. So you have to really see what you're doing and how are you meeting new people? What are you doing to connect with people, to expand your circle? So you're connecting with more people, you're starting more conversations, right? Because that's what it is, guys. It's about how many conversations are you starting? Anybody else? And personal growth comes, guys, like, find some podcasts, find some personal development audios, read some of these books, because that's what's going to help you get stronger and just be more confident. Okay. And coming on our Tuesday nights. right?
Could I make a request? I've made it before, but so the books that you're reading, maybe if we could post any books that we're reading that we would recommend to each other, just posting them in our messenger
Yeah, I think Jennifer posted a bunch. Did you see those?
I did not.
Oh yeah, as soon as you said that, she posted a whole bunch of them in the messenger group. As soon as you put that
In the
request in
messenger
there,
group. I will
yeah,
look for it.
our business builder, our team Canada Facebook.
Yeah, she put a picture of them.
As soon as you asked,
Pictures
they were
like
there.
4 or 5 of
I
them.
don't remember
Yeah.
seeing that. I got to
Oh,
go
yeah,
back
it
and
was
look.
right there. As soon as you asked, she put them up right away. Boom, boom, boom. I was kind of like, wow, that was fast, Jen. Any other thoughts from some of the new guys? Come on, Francis, Rachel. I know sometimes it's hard. Just share a little bit of anything. Eulalie, Pauline, Megan. This is for you guys too, because I know you got some pretty audacious goals and you want to grow your businesses. Yes, Pauline.
Early December, I was ready to get going again. And I came in with influenza. So I had friends plan to come over. I had to cancel everything, was very sick for the whole of December, early January. And then just this week, I got very serious again.
Good.
And Uli and I were planning. We
Woo.
made posters for the Elevate. And today we were talking about how much for a shake party, how much we need to buy the shakes, how many shakes and what we have to buy and get this. We hope to have a shake party at home, some garage sales at home here, as well as what's the other thing we're going to do? One thing we're going to do. One other thing I forgot what we're going to do. So we're very hungry now because I want to go to Switzerland next year. That's my goal. I really
Wow.
Swiss chocolate. So we're working at it, yes. And
Yum.
Joe is very encouraging. She sent yesterday some podcasts about heart health, and I looked at them twice. So she had me going. So,
Pauline, what's in Switzerland?
but my husband Uli's from Germany.
Okay. So you got to get pictures. You got to get a scrapbook. Start cutting out pictures of where you want to go, what the mountains look like, right? Travel magazines and just have fun. And I want to see it. I want to see your scrapbook next week. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a bit of a homework because I'm actually going to start putting my scrapbook together and keeping it beside my bed. And then as I'm out and about and I see things, I'm just going to, so really important. You got to keep that energy going and that vision clear. Okay.
We're trying. Yes. Thank you.
Good girl. Rachel. Woohoo. Rachel's having an open house on her birthday. That's how she's getting all her friends to come. We're going to do a celebration V-Day open house celebration.
I think
that was
sorry, you go
sorry.
ahead.
I was just gonna say that that video is very timely, Nada, because I've been thinking a lot about after our conversation last week with Ashley how just about getting comfortable starting conversations. I feel like I've been doing more like intentional meetings with people in my community just to get to know other local business women, but it's those conversations like spur of the moment that that I think I'm still very uncomfortable with. So I think that was that video, you know, for myself, a lot of it was uncomfortable just thinking about all those things that he was talking about. But I know that being in that uncomfortable position is where you grow. So yeah, I'm ready. I'm still trying to find my way.
And you know what? That's what's so cool. Like you will. Like I was like you 35 years ago. I was scared. I wasn't sure. I didn't know exactly what to say. And I remember people even say to me, Nada, you're saying way too much. Like you gotta cool it, man. You're like a little too pushy, right? Because I was so excited. Anyways, that came from my husband, by the way. And he said, you're gonna scare people, right? Because I just didn't know when to zip it, right? And Ashley's awesome. And I've learned, I still sometimes get carried away and I catch myself. So even now, I still make these little mistakes, but I catch myself. Okay. And that's okay, Rachel. That's how you learn, right? Especially I know now, like you've got, some challenges with talking to your family. And we talked about that. And you had an amazing conversation with Ashley. I think she just really helped paint a better picture to how you can handle some of the little challenges that you're having and how to overcome these challenges. And I would highly recommend booking a 30-minute session with Ashley one-on-one. She's got a little calendar. You just book it, boom, and you meet with her over Zoom. And she just to find out more about your personality and how the points and the tips that she gave Rachel was like, hey, Rachel, I think it just
Yeah.
helped, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
I
Anybody
like
else?
how Eric Warris says, just have regular conversations, right? Just regular and just pivot. Find a place to pivot, right?
Yeah.
And see where it goes. And
Yeah.
I find I do that, and sometimes it's not going anywhere, and you just say, "Oh, nice meeting you." So you don't put pressure on yourself. Sometimes you just
Right.
have to say, "Nice meeting you, bye."
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Well, that's how I signed up my promoter 3 days ago, Morgan, who's not on tonight, and she's going to listen to this recording. So she just told me she just walked in the door. So she's going to jump on probably at 8 o'clock. But what's really cool is I loved her jacket, and she was walking to the gas station to pay for her gas after she filled up. And then when she walked back out of the gas station, she was laughing. She goes, oh my God, that gas station guy inside was hilarious. He was joking. He's in such a good mood. This is her telling me this as I'm pumping gas. And I was laughing and I thought, oh, I said, oh, really? I said, what was he joking about? And she's like, oh my gosh, he was just so sarcastic. She goes, I don't know. So anyways, so that's how that started. And she got in her car and I didn't say anything. And I was pumping the gas and I thought, she is so nice. I said, I can't let her drive away. I just can't. So I knocked on the window and I said, I just have to ask you. I said, you were so fun. I said, what do you do for a living? Right. And that's how we started. And then she shared and I said, oh, do you love what you do? And she said, not really. Right. Just asking the question. And then she said, oh, and I saw your car and I saw that that sample and I didn't know if I should ask you. I said, oh my gosh, do you want a sample? Right. And that's how we started. Right. And anyways, long story short, we met for coffee at Starbucks 2 days after. I sent her stuff and she signed up as a promoter. And she even said, Nada, she's like, I got to believe in the product and I got to like I said, absolutely. She started with the breakfast solution and the LDC and she's really excited. She had tons of other energy drink samples in her kitchen from other companies. I said, you finish those off. I said, and then you can always try. She loved you saw the post, right? 10 minutes after I gave her the sample, she sent me a picture of her Elevate, right? So if I hadn't knocked on her window, what an opportunity, right? And she's got some huge audacious goals. She's a beautiful family. And I'm excited. I'm excited to have a new friend because she really is like-minded, right? So that's why you got to put yourself out there. Don't be afraid just to build relationships, start conversations, because you never know, right, where that conversation is going to lead. And it may never go anywhere. A lot of times it doesn't go, hey, Joan, but that's okay. You've added that, I guess, people into the funnel, right? And sometimes it just doesn't go anywhere, and that's okay as long as you're getting into that a good habit of just trying to connect with people. Okay.
I guess if you realize that a percentage of people won't join you, right? So don't get frustrated. So, oh, that's that part of the percentage that's not going to join me, right? So I don't, you don't get frustrated about it.
Right.
Yeah, I'm on my second go around of listening to Eric Worre's GoPro. I love it. I'm probably just going to keep listening to it in the car, honestly. I find like and I've known a lot of you for years, but I've been taking the supplements for like over 27 years. And I never really, oh, the delivery guys are here. I got my broken chairs. So anyway, So my dog's gonna bark like a crazy person. But anyway, I love that book. And I find like each time I listen to it, because I'm listening to it in the car, I wish I could listen to it when I'm doing stuff so I could make notes. But I find like I'm putting it together now, right? Like, I mean, I talk to people all the time. I'm a very chatty person, but I'm actually trying in my head as I'm thinking about somebody, I'm trying to put it together how I talk to them. And then it's the follow-up, the constant follow-up, right? So anyway, I'm gonna mute now because psychopath's gonna go crazy.
But thank you so much, Sean, because you're right. That GoPro book is definitely the first book that I would recommend somebody early in their business. Because it's just, he describes in such simple terms on how to have a conversation with people. And it's really simple and easy, and he makes it fun. But I don't know, I definitely GoPro is definitely one of the best books for somebody starting in this industry. Thank you, Sean, for sharing that. I had the hard copy, but I think I'm gonna get the audio as well. Yeah.
What? There was the other one, Beach something, right?
Beach Money.
Yeah.
I just finished that last week. Oh my gosh. It's like,
Yeah, I want to
it's
get
totally
that one too.
Mary Ellen just called me from Tennessee today, and she's away more than she's home. Her and Henry are either on their in their motorhome driving somewhere, or they're flying somewhere hot. And she said, "Oh, I might jump on the call on Thursday over Zoom. I have good internet when I'm in Florida." And I'm like, she totally is a perfect example of beach money. She can be anywhere in the world and still making money. Right? So definitely another good book. Yes, listen to that one. It's really cool. Okay, those of you that are quiet, come on. Francis and Eulalie, Megan, anything, just something to share tonight.
Megan's gonna download the Eric Worre book and listen to it.
Awesome.
She can do it for free. We do it for free. Oh boy, we do it for free.
Oh, good. No, you guys are going to be silent tonight. Is that Annie?
Nada.
Hi, Annie. Tell Annie, listen to GoPro.
I think Eulalie is like an ace at talking to people. She's talking to people all the time, and I'd like to know what her secret is. But you have to unmute yourself because I can't hear you.
It depends on who it is, and sometimes I just talk, or just sometimes, as Joan just said, that's in the no pile. That she didn't say no, but and then sometimes I follow up a lot, and I think that's what it is. Mm-hmm. Because actually I had followed up from the Stouffville plumbing event last year.
Yeah.
And I called a couple of them. One man hung up on me saying, "Not interested." Okay. But then when I called, I called others and so on, I didn't get them. Towards the end of last year, I called back again. But then last week, I'm going through my list because I said I was going to be making my 10 calls every day.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, I called and the lady answered. And I said, I reminded her who I was. She says, "You would not believe this. I just picked up your book." Because, by the way, Nada, I have your catalog to return to you because that was the catalog I gave away.
Oh, that's okay.
She said, "You would not believe this, but I just picked up your book," and the phone rang. She said, "I was just about to go through the book to look at it again." And so we just talked, and I reminded her what the business was about and so on. And she joined as a member that same day, right after we finished. And I think it is really, I find, in the follow-up, because I've been doing a lot of follow-up. And as a matter of fact, one lady I've been trying to reach, also from the plumbing event, and then couldn't get a hold of her. She said she was going to call me back, and we didn't. We missed each other. I sort of didn't call her for a week, and then I called this evening, and I thought I woke her up, which actually I think I did. She said she wasn't out because she had hurt her arm. She hurt her shoulder. I said, you know what you need for that. It's your salmon oil. She says, yep. She says, but I can't even get out of my bed. I'm in so much pain. So she said, can you order it for me, please? And I'll just let me know what the amount. I said, no problem. And so I signed up somebody tonight or early this evening, actually.
Excellent.
So I find a lot of it is in the follow-up.
Right.
And yes, I do get a lot who tell me, no, they're not interested or hang up the phone on me, but I keep on going. And I think it's because I've committed to doing those 10 calls every day that I just find it's, once the flow starts, I just keep on going.
Yes.
I think Francis had a hand up.
Francis, yay, that's awesome.
I just wanted to say it was a great talk. He gave a great motivational talk, and everything that everyone has said is really good. Excellent. I just don't know what to say. I'm still just struggling with getting off the ground, really. I don't know, I'm slow. I'm not as advanced as all of you guys, and it's taken me a long time.
I'm slow too.
Just say
No,
up and
you're
up
not the only one, Francis. Honestly, there's quite a few here that are just like you.
Yep.
And I think what we should do is one thing that you and I could do is even just maybe what I did with Rose a couple of times. We went out to meet for coffee, but then we went grocery shopping together. We went, to Shoppers Drug Mart together, and we would just practice talking to strangers. So maybe that's something you and I could do as a
that's what Nada, I hate doing that.
I know.
I cannot stand doing that.
I know. Okay, but how bad do you want it?
Yeah, I know. I just
But you know what? You still
I do want it. I need it even more than I want it. But
right.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, I want to just work on people I know.
And that's excellent. And I was just going to say that because you see, it's been 36 years or 35 years for me. So I've exhausted the people that I know. You right now, just focus on the people that you know. And once you've exhausted that, then we can start looking at connecting. And you have with shows and booths, like you've done some really good shows with me and, little markets where people come by and you start conversations. So you can still do that a little bit here, a little bit there, but absolutely focus on the people that you know, because you haven't touched, right? Not even maybe 2% of the people that you know. Okay, good. That's excellent.
7:48, Nada.
What's that? Oh, it's 7:48. All right. So, and so anybody have guests coming on tonight? Awesome. Okay, good. So we're gonna sign off shortly. I really hope that this was helpful. I know I'm fired up. I can't wait to get my scrapbook going again because I have some old vision boards and they need refreshing. So I really encourage you to start doing something that you can, as a little, and don't forget, read. Remember what Dan said? He reads his affirmations every night, and so do I. It's so important that you read something before you close your eyes at night to put you in that positive vibration. Okay. So again, thank you all for joining us, and we'll see all of you on the other side. And Thursday, joint health, right? Reducing inflammation. So we'll see you guys soon. Thank you. Really appreciate you all.
Thanks.
Thanks, Nada. Thanks everyone for sharing.
Nada.
Thank you.
Have a great night.
Bye.